Hello, I'm recording this on March 13th, 12:15 in the morning, and this is a long overdue video because I recorded this back in February, but you know, I'm just lazy and a lot of other stuff is going on, and finally that annoying zombie has been ridded of. The editing in this video may seem pretty different because I'm trying to cut out all of the like boring content where I'm just where it just shows me walking or running or repairing generators and whatnot, because if there's nothing involving hiding or running from the killer, it's kind of just boring to me. So anyways, I want to talk about more ideas I had for Dredge by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. And I just thought of an idea not too long ago today where they have a collab with Siege, right? And it's a game mode where they're in like a building, right? And you have to like board up the walls or the windows actually. You have to like put the metal barriers on the walls. They're wood, and it's like really dark outside, like it's at night. And oh, here comes Nemesis. And after like 30 seconds, the Dredge from Dead by Daylight comes. He's like outside and he tries to break in. And all of like the wooden barriers on the windows and stuff like that, he breaks through it slowly, and you have to like shoot him as much as possible. He has like a ton of health. And I thought that would be a fun game mode where you have to like basically survive the Dredge. And it'll be like really dark out and kind of in the house too, maybe. So you would have to like use a flashlight or something like that. Sorry for yawning. So another idea I wanted to express was a solution for killers disconnecting. So as we know, the game just instantly ends when the killer disconnects, and it's not okay. It's not okay. It shouldn't be like that. I think maybe all of the generators are complete instantly, and you have to like get to the exit gates and open the door. And while that happens, while that's the thing, there's also like zombies all over the map. There's like bear traps set down, and maybe not just zombies, but also like the Knight's guards. The Knight's like ghost guard things are also wandering around. So it creates like a new gameplay thing where you have to like avoid these things while exiting the map and escaping. And maybe you get less blood points, which is kind of unfair, but I can see the developers not wanting the survivors to like farm blood points off the map and whatnot. So yeah, instead of being instantly sent back to the lobby, they could do that instead. And I know that programming and scripting is hard, so I can't like just give a whole bunch of ideas and expect them to go with it, but I don't know, I like talking about ideas. So, So that's one idea I had. Maybe it wouldn't just have to be like bear traps set down. It could be like pyramid heads, like Trail of Torment. It could be. Oh yeah, and as for survivors disconnecting, I think the remaining survivors should get like some kind of buff, like a added haste effect, maybe. Maybe like extra perks, especially like stealth perks that are added. And maybe there's like another task they have to do instead of repairing generators, or it's automatically less generators they have to repair. Or if the developers want the game to end early, just start the end game collapse. Oh, but then that would affect the killer's MMR, or whatever you call it. So, yeah, I hope that's a good idea to some extent. You know, people disconnecting just makes it bad for everyone else. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not, to disconnect. And yeah, so this game I'm in right now, or these clips you're seeing of the different, oh, that was a bad choice. The different trials you're seeing are basically me testing out different builds with or I'm just interchanging one perk. So I have Spine Chill, Resilience, and Lithe, and the last perk I'm like switching. Right now I'm using Windows of Opportunity, and in the other clips you'll see like different perks used. So that's pretty cool. For some reason I'm really hooked on this game. And if you've been playing Dead by Daylight for a long time now, you would know that being addicted to this game in particular is not the best, because you know you're gonna have some nasty killers, and there's some strategies I get, like, I don't know if you would call them strategies, but there's some things I get, like tunneling. Not the worst thing in the world, but if you're like close proximity camping or face camping, I think that should be removed. And by removed I mean make it where a hooked survivor will teleport to another hook, kind of like the Cage of Atonement, how it like just moves away from the killer if the killer gets too close. And yeah, I think that's a good solution for camping. But if I remember correctly, I don't know if they still believe this, but I think the developer said that camping is a strategy, which is just dumb. And yeah, I think it would be interesting to see the hooks work like the Cage of Atonement, like teleporting away. And there's been a lot of discussion about the 3-gen thing happening, where the last 3 generators to work on are too close to each other, and the killer can just like camp all of them, and the survivors don't really stand a chance. But I think the generators can work like the Cage of Atonement as well, which is kind of ridiculous, but you know, the entity teleporting the generators around isn't that absurd, like with the Cage of Atonement or whatever. So yeah, that was the end of the first round that's shown here, and I really like it. I like how smooth it went, I guess. And in this next game, this game we see here, I don't think that it doesn't have a happy ending for Claudette. I know I'm a spoiler. I spoiled it. So we'll see here. Basically, she lost. She lost. Sorry, I haven't been talking. I'm on the computer right now, and I'm like, I should be commentating, but I'm just distracted by the computer. So, yep, I'm silly. I messed up. Poor Claudette. And for some reason, like, I do want to show off the perks that everyone used, but I feel like it takes up too much time. And I'm just, like, skimming through them. It doesn't really make sense for me to do that. Yeah, we see gameplay with the knight here, and honestly, I'm okay with the knight. I'm okay with playing against him, but the problem is, you know, his guards can be kind of overpowered at times. And yes, they inflict a deep wound status effect. They're really fast, depending on who you get chased by. They can go through vaults and pallets easily. It's just terrible. It's too much for us to handle. And let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Gosh, if you watching, the person watching, have any other solutions to you know, people DCing, disconnecting, I'll look forward to seeing that comment. And I really hope a Lithe comes in handy here. Oh gosh, that voice crack just happened. And yeah, as you can see, Lithe kind of just came in handy. And that ghost almost got me, but nope, I was too far or something. Oh no, it didn't come in handy. No! Oh gosh, look at that. Yep, the best commentary here, people. Best commentary I'm doing right now. Terrible job, Moss Hive Network. Terrible job. So yeah, I thought Lithe saved me there, but the footage shows the knight just caught up with me. I guess I should have just walked further away. I definitely went the wrong way before the chase even started again. It says, oh yay, because I'm being healed by 2 women survivors. So, yeah, I'm a pervert. There's actually a video I uploaded with the skull merchant, just her picking me up and hooking me on a hook. And then the captions are all like, oh my gosh, look how beautiful she is and stuff. But I deleted that video. I don't want this channel to be a thirst related one. So yeah, this game, this was a tight match. The killer was doing pretty good, but the survivors I were with, I got pretty lucky. They were doing pretty good as well. And I don't have footage of this, but when you're going against a bad killer, or a killer that's just, you know, not the same skill level as you, and they got a hook at the end, you should still not be too altruistic, because you might just die at the end. Because sometimes you mess up and they still get you. Will I escape this guy? Who knows? Oh, okay, yeah, I escaped him. Good ace. Good player. And oh yeah, here's an idea for maps. Part of the terrain should be like elevated more. Like there's like what you see on the footage right here next to Ace. There's like that I guess bump in the terrain with like the rocks surrounding it. I think there should be more stuff like that, except it's bigger, so like the map isn't so flat all the time. I could have sworn the developers said they would add something like that. Another example would be the swamp map, because the edges are higher and like when you go to the middle you go downward like it's like some kind of pit. I think if they played more with like the map, like how the map generates, at least the terrain of it, I think they can like get some really good like really cool maps in that are fun to play on. But of course they'll come with they'll come up with issues like you'll probably be able to get stuck on certain objects, and that's no good. I'm focusing on the footage here. Sorry. Yeah, my character is screwed here. He's not gonna have a happy ending. At least he dodged that though. That was cool. And he's scared off the generator, so what I do here I forget, but I think I just go back and try to repair the generator. Typing on the computer again. Lol. Okay, cool, so the last gen is complete, and don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up, audience. He's not gonna make it. And actually, I kind of screw Yui over here, or maybe he just tunneled her. I'm not sure. But basically, she dies, or she gets hooked again. Yeah, she dies. And I don't open the gate on time, and I need to stop spoiling it. So, oh gosh, the freaking yawning. I apologize for that. I don't really know what I was doing here. I don't know where the other exit gate was. And this is the part where I make my mistake. I shouldn't have went to the right. I should have just kept going straight and then left. Cause yeah, the guy sees me. I turned the wrong way. He stabs me. I hate that, like how he went up the rock and onto the higher ground. I think it's a good example to show how overpowered the minions are, or the knight's servants, whatever you call them. They definitely need some kind of rework. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, I think, but there's just some things that are not okay. And of course we're on the end screen here showing off the perks. Not important at all. Okay, I'm wrong. That it is kind of important. I think the Death Slinger is kind of underrated. And oh yeah, also you see here I'm trying to use a totem perk. And oh crap, that I did not notice what perk I used on the last game instead of Windows of Opportunity. Here I'm using Boon Circle of Healing, but I'm pretty silly because I just wasn't paying attention. It might have been the perk Dance With Me, but I'm gonna go look real quick. Alright, here's my voice commentating again, badly. It wasn't Dance With Me, it was Up the Ante, which in my opinion is not a good perk. I actually think all of Ace's perks are pretty bad. And maybe except for Ace in the Hole, where you find like really rare items. Other than that though, it's just not really good. So anyways, I'm looking at some liminal spaces right now, or I found a liminal space basically. So yeah, I think the 4th anniversary for this game, where a pyramid head was added in this map, I think it's one of the best like things for the game. One of the best moments for Dead by Daylight history, because you can tell they put like a lot of care into this map, with like the messed up classrooms, the flesh growing, the weird pile of chairs, and that one chair hanging on a hook. That's like iconic. Okay, and they also added like a new dynamic, and by that I mean they added the breakable walls, or the breakable doorways. Another idea I have for this game is adding doors. I'm not talking about the Roblox horror game. I'm talking about like just actual doors. So you would like basically be able to shut them and lock them, and the killer would have to bust them down, and you can like slam the door in the killer's face too to stun them. It sounds kind of funny, but I don't know, I think it's kind of a good idea. Now obviously the doors would basically be like another type of pallet, and that would be overpowered to have too many pallets and doors, so I would just say you know, make it where the door, some of the pallets in the map are removed, you know, or some doors are just empty, you know, and don't have any, or some corridors are empty and don't have any doors at all. So yeah, I thought that was a good idea. Gosh, I have this habit of like messing with my hair and pulling it out. It's not okay. It's kind of a shame how the Death Slinger is. He was supposed to be seen as this really powerful killer, but he's just kind of he's kind of overshadowed. He gets less attention than the other killers. I kind of like Blight, but if you I saw this one video where like they were making fun of him, and I realized he really is a dumb killer, where his power is basically just running into walls and going fast. And I think they really need to rework him somehow, because right now his power is pretty dumb. I'm assuming it wouldn't be too bad of a rework, but actually no, I take that back. It would be a big rework. I just stole Claudette's spot there. Sorry, Princess Claudette. So yeah, another... I said the 4th anniversary was basically like a really, like one of the best moments in Dead by Daylight history. I would say that maybe the update with Nemesis was another good moment. And I just want to say I made a big mistake there taking a hit for Claudette. Because I could have just hid and went back on the generator. And now I'm injured, I have a risk of getting down. Although I do have resilience, so there's that. And I'm frantically checking to no avail. You'll see here in a minute. Oh, actually... Oh, dude, the gen was nearly done. It was nearly done. I should have just kept working. I dodged it, but then I get shot. Really bad. Really bad. Bad larva. Crap, I'm sorry. I forgot what I was talking about. For some reason, there's like a red light on my controller. It's releasing a red light instead of a blue light. I find it kind of concerning. Though that might just be because I'm recording my voice right now. And, it's on Share Factory. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I guess I should talk about the new chapter. I think it's actually alright. Though, to be fair, I do have low standards. I guess that's why I play this game so much. I kind of like the design of the Skull Merchant, but I would have liked it more if she was, you know, some kind of cyborg. Some sort of cyborg girl. That would have been more erotic. LMAO. Oh, gosh, that was a risky move. And I think we'll see here in a minute. I almost get shot. Oh yeah, did you see that? That was insane. And yeah, I'm trying to make jukes here. Gosh, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm so silly. Right, the Skull Merchant. And I just came back from recording my voice, and it just a pop-up came up saying unknown error occurred. So, yeah, that's something. At least my whole voice recordings weren't destroyed. Gosh, I'm just really bad at talking and wording things sometimes. Anyways, I just want to say, they put a good lot of effort into this map. The atmosphere, the noises, the lockers that pop open or whatever, and the bodies like shaking in those like cages. You can tell they really like the Silent Hill series. And another idea I wanted to bring up is that I wish maps were more interactable. Like, for example, they kind of did it with the 4th anniversary by adding the breakable walls that appear in the corridors. But like, what if they added doors? I'm not talking about the Roblox game, I'm talking about like actual doors, and they kind of work like pallets, where you could like slam them in the killer's face to stun them, and you like lock them, and the killer would have to bust them down instead of opening it normally. Oh gosh, I'm twiddling and ripping out my hair too much. It's a weird twitch habit thing I have. Anyways, yeah, I think there should be more interactable objects in the game, if that makes sense. Because vaults and, you know, the windows and pallets just they aren't that good anymore, you know? Oh, my voice. It's dying, people. It's dying. So in this match, I'm using Dance With Me. And there was this build going around with people using Spine Chill, Lithe, and Resilience together, because it made you vault really fast. And I actually didn't know that was a thing. And I thought it was pretty cool that people were, you know, using that. And I was just using it because I thought because I just liked the perks. Oh gosh, that voice crack was terrible. Whatever. Yeah, so I wanted to say these were like some of my best chases, but looking back, I do die pretty quickly. So I'm not sure how to feel about it. You'll see here in a minute. I actually forgot though how it happens. Another idea I had was basically the hook placement. I believe it needs to be reworked. I think it's kind of ridiculous how there's like hooks scattered across the map, especially outside. If it's in a building, it makes sense for there to be like 2 hooks, I guess, and like a basement with hooks. But for it to be like outside, I think it's pretty ridiculous, you know. If it's an outdoor map like the swamp, oh gosh, freaking voice cracks. If it's an outdoor map like the swamp, it would make sense for there to be a lot of hooks outside, because then the killer would have a better chance of hooking a survivor, because there's not like a lot of buildings around other than the boat and Killer Shack, I guess. And yeah, I gotta, since one of my voice recordings were messed up, I gotta like think of all the things I was talking about. Unfortunately though, I am about to get my second hook in this match. This Huntress put up a pretty good fight, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm not saying I'm good at the game, but I'd like to say that I've learned more about like avoiding killers and chases and looping and whatever. One bad thing about this video though is that I didn't turn down the volume for the footage so I can speak over it better. That's gonna be really messed up. I don't get a whole lot of bad survivors with me, but every now and then I get survivors that either throw or just like don't care, you know. And thankfully in this game they're pretty decent, or even better than that. It's kind of scary when the Huntress throws her hatchet and it almost hits you, and it's like a far away distance. I was looking for the killer, but I didn't know where she was. It's like, it's a good lesson to learn. You should always pay attention to the killer when you're in chase. I think I might have screwed over Meg there. I'm not sure, but since there's 1 gen left, you know it's gonna be difficult. Oh, there I go. I screwed over Meg. Kind of funny, but we shouldn't have been walking. So, yeah. It's the video's about to end soon. I'm glad I can get this video out. Right now it's like, let's see, 1 o'clock in the freaking morning. Man, it's a shame how fast time flies now. Like during the week at work, I'm glad that time flies by, but then during the weekends it just seems like most of the time I sleep in, and it's not good. It's not good because I waste time. And then, yeah, once the weekend's over, you start over the cycle of misery. And yeah, sometimes I feel I indulge a lot in self-pity, which is not a good thing to do. I do it a lot, admittedly. But I try to remember more that my life is still pretty fortunate compared to a lot of people. I have a somewhat stable living condition. You know, I have clothing, food, water. I have internet access. You know, I'm definitely not middle class. I'm still like in the poor area. But basically the lesson is, you know, be grateful for what you have. It's a pretty random thing to bring up, but you know, ending the video in positivity, that's not bad, you know. Anyways, have a good day or night or whatever, and see you later.